question is, I keep getting tingles when I read or hear something that pertains to anything psychic or spiritual. Yeah, on day one of my 7 day challenge, I have something called the Awaken Your Psychic Gifts in 7 Days challenge. And one thing I teach on day one of the challenge is to honor your body first. And the reason why I teach that first is because when you do encounter any kind of energy, right, whether it's heat, right, heat from my lamp or something, or psychic energy, right, often your body will react no matter what kind of energy it is, right? So, Cynthia, in your case, when you get these tingles, when you read or hear something that pertains to anything psychic or spiritual, often what I find is, spirit has a funny way of trying to get your attention. So if you're there reading or listening to something about something psychic or spiritual, in a way, it's like that little psychic window or psychic doorway, right? If you want to picture it that way, is opening up, right? And spirit just has a funny way of trying to get your attention anyway. And let me know if this is you, anyone that's listening, like you might get ringing in the ears. Go ahead and type in ringing in the ears, or you see signs like 333, 777, right? Or 1111. That's very common. I hear that a lot. Or dreams, go ahead and type in dreams if that's you. You get premonitions in your dreams. And so, for you, Cynthia, that you get these tingles, what I call that validation. Okay. It's just validating that spirit. And by the way, when I use the word spirit, that's my catch-all term, right? For like spirit guides, the universe, source. It's just validation that, spirit is real. Okay. So what I advise for you, Cynthia, is that when that happens again, right? You could start asking like, hey, what does that mean? Right? Just really silently to yourself, like telepathically. And then get quiet for a moment, right? And then go with the first thing that comes to you in your intuition, right? So like, I'm reading this thing, I'm getting the tingly thing again. And then you might say to yourself, that's my spirit guide, right? Or some thought that comes out of nowhere, right? And usually that's it because the thought will come out of nowhere. And that's a challenge for many people awakening their psychic gifts. You're like, am I making that up? Or is that really a message from spirit? Right? So, go with the first thing. And this is for everyone. Always, always, always go with the first thing that comes to you. Because what we end up doing is we always second guess everything. We always try to question everything. But I've had teachers say to me that when you are really true to spirit, and that's what this work is all about, right? When you're a psychic and a healer and energy worker, right? It's all about being true to spirit, right? So always go with the first thing. And tell me if you agree with this. I believe there's no coincidences in the universe, right? Even tonight, who showed up tonight? It's like, well, we were meant to meet each other tonight. And we could have met last week, right? But there's something about tonight. Might not know what exactly it is, but you just honor it. Okay? All right, Cynthia, I hope that answers your question. And I do see that you typed in, I get tingling, and in my right ear, it sounds muffled. Yeah. I've had many students who've come my way who've said very similar things. Like, even growing up, reminds me of a friend of mine. She's like, I keep hearing background voices. Right? And it's like a mumbling kind of thing. So, yeah, and I've heard different things too, where it's like a specific ear and not some other ear. All right. So great question. Thank you. Let me see.